Want to get your hands on some sports cards?
Hell yes!
You're in the right place.
Good morning.
Is everybody ready?
Welcome to the weekly Target Watch on Schultz's Card Pulls.
What is up, sports fans? 3:57, just about into the hot zone, about 3 minutes away from the hot zone here on Schultz's Card Pulls. What is up? Good morning, everybody. Welcome on in. Schultz's Card Pulls here with the weekly Target Watch, waiting to see if we can possibly score a restock on Target.com this morning. If not, then we will be trying to grab sports cards, say, at some point, either tomorrow or next Tuesday. But we can all hope, aren't we? We're all hoping. Good morning to all of you. Sorry, guys, it does sound a little bit more echoey than usual because I have no green screen up this morning. Just going to have an empty room around me. Should have probably brought some sound panels in, but here we go, guys. We are here, and we are waiting for sports cards to drop on Target.com. Good morning, good morning. This is not the final look of the studio, by the way, guys. Just aesthetically clean behind me, essentially. Gonna have a sweet breaking setup as well as a live streaming setup, so that's all coming, and we can talk more about that. But I know you all want to know especially about sports cards from Target.com, so we are going to be paying attention to that, as well as talking about the amazing performance by Ja Morant last night, guys. Holy smokes. 106-101 win, with Memphis taking game 2, series tied now, 1 apiece. Ja Morant, 47 points, matching his playoff high. Wow. I would say that he is obviously better than Damian Lillard at this point. Now, maybe that's a controversial take, but I don't think it's too much of a controversial take. So we can talk about that. We can talk about the trajectory of cards as we get closer to the hot zone, guys. We are hoping for a Target.com restock, and unfortunately, the last couple of days have been pretty dry, not just with sports cards on Target.com, but a lot of stuff. Have seen a couple of weird, random books popping up, maybe a couple of toys. Randomly at 2:51, we saw Xboxes popping up on the Discord monitors, but who knows? Who knows, guys? So we're here waiting to see if Target's going to stock. And, of course, it is the 4th of May. May the 4th be with everybody out there.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Yeah, I find your lack of faith disturbing in the world of sports cards, people. All right, we're about 30 seconds away from the hot zone here on Schultz's Card Pulls. If you have any questions, if you have any issues that you've been having with Target.com or want to talk about something related to restock or sports cards, let me know in the chat below. Steve Melakundris says, good morning. Tommy Two Dimes here as well. Brad Selden Esquire, may the 4th be with us all. We got Luis Hernandez and All Day in here. Jay Weiderman. Hope the force is strong today. Yeah, it's Bowman Baseball Day as well. I would be remiss if I didn't mention that, guys. The hot zone has hit us right in the face this morning. The hot zone now in effect until 4:50 Pacific time, 7:50 East Coast time. We're here hanging out on Schultz's Card Pulls, talking sports cards, talking about anything in the world of sports. If you want to release whatever is on your mind that has been burning thought, either in the world of sports cards or world of sports, guys, that is the place to do it, right here in the chat. So like I said, it looks like Weiderman, All Day, Luis Hernandez, Rivers 1, Michael Lambert, Hurst, Alan B, Scott O, Chosen 1C, Tommy's Break says morning, everyone. Grizzo's Card says morning, Schulte. What's up, Grizzo? Good to see you, brother. Jack Burgess says, need some Mosaic today. Yeah, I need some Mosaic too, baby. Would love to get my hands on some of that Mosaic football. Hell, I'll take some Mosaic basketball. There was actually at one of the Walmarts in my area, I wouldn't say close to me because it's like a good 25 miles away from my house, but I would say it's worth a drive, especially when there's a restock like this. There were 2 shelves full of Mosaic basketball. I'm pretty sure it was Megas, Blasters, and Hangers from 2020, 2021. So one of the last chances, I think, near me, unfortunately, came and went this weekend to grab Mosaic basketball at retail price off the shelves, even though it was at Walmart, so it was a bit more expensive. I think their Blasters are running $34.99, if I'm not mistaken. In store, they've probably, even if they were $30 at one point, they probably raised the price on them. So any Walmart, you're going to find them at minimum $34.99. Hangers are the expensive ones, $30 for a Mosaic basketball and football hanger from Walmart. They're taking that price point up for sure. And I did see somebody say congrats on the new place. I appreciate that, you guys. Yeah, so the new place here in it right now. Unfortunately, not quite set up the way that I want it to be yet, but hey, we got the aesthetics sort of working right now. We're going to have way more going on here in the studio, but at this point, just figured I'd try to have something clean behind me so I wouldn't have to deal with like a green screen anymore, and we could all hang out and actually show you what's going on here around me, which unfortunately at the moment isn't much. Brian says, Schultze's best fan. I appreciate that, man. And Chosen1C agreeing with me says, Ja is insane, guys. If you did not see that last night, 47-point performance. The Memphis Grizzlies tying the Golden State Warriors for the semifinals, 1-1 apiece now. Game 3 coming up here in a couple of more days, of course. Other NBA action as well, guys, on the scoreboard last night. It was also the Bucks and the Celtics. The Celtics getting even in that series, 106-89. It was a stomp down, a thwomp, big time for the Celtics, at least able to grab a game in that series. Personally, I don't think they're going to be able to go farther than 5 games, 6 at the most when you're talking Celtics v Milwaukee Bucks. I've been saying Bucks v Suns pretty much the entire season, a repeat of last year's NBA Finals, and we'll see if that holds true. And at least something to talk about worthy of NBA, at least eyes of fans, is the classes, guys, and how good these players have been getting, not just from the LaMelo Ball, Anthony Edwards class, but this year really got an injection of talent with Jalen Green and Cade Cunningham and Josh Giddey. I mean, the list goes on. Evan Mobley, Scotty Barnes, so many guys to talk about as far as Rookie of the Year candidates, guys that we are going to be looking to be stars in the NBA, as well as the emergence of, I mean, we already have seen the emergence of Trae Young for the Atlanta Hawks, but now the coming out party officially in the last year and a half or so of Ja Morant for the Memphis Grizzlies. Super talented. I would put him above Damian Lillard at this point. At least, hey, I'm a Blazers fan. I love my Dame. It's Dame time. It's always Dame time. I think the Blazers are going to be doing a lot better coming up this season. But guys, if you had to put Ja Morant at what is he, age 23-4 v Dame age 23-4, which at least physicality-wise, I would compare those two players a lot and their skill sets a lot. I would say Ja Morant at this age versus Damian Lillard at that same age is better. And we are going to see amazing things coming out of Ja Morant. And I believe overall, I'm not just trying to give Ja a huge, amazing, like love fest, although I guess that's not really the worst thing in the world. But all of these big names in basketball, guys, I really think spell positivity for the sports card hobby, and I think that we are going to get some more chances at some bigger names in this community, or excuse me, this continuing class of the 2021-2022 community of players that we are looking at to be the next big guard of NBA stars are going to take sports cards, guys, as we get into the Fanatics world. And Topps is going to be bringing back Topps Chrome Basketball, it seems like, here in 2024, 2025. They are going to take this to a whole new level. Duck says CJ Ellaby is a star. I don't know about that. CJ Ellaby is not a star. PokeJoe1010 says, yo, sup, Mr. Schultze? Sup, hashtag SCP fam. How you guys doing, man? Sax is Schultze's #1 fan, says Scotto. Eric Case has won 250 yesterday. I believe that Ja can win. Heck yeah, Eric. Congratulations. Was that like on a Ja-related parlay? Was that an all Ja Morant parlay? Was it just like a same-game parlay for the Grizzlies Warriors? Because, yeah, that was nuts, man. 106-101 finish. And once again, Ja basically scoring just under half of the Memphis Grizzlies points last night, guys. 47-point performance. Wow. Getting over on the Dubs. What a good game. I'm excited to watch Game 3 coming up here in a couple of days. If your favorite team is in the playoffs right now and you still want to watch NBA basketball, tune in, watch Ja Morant play. It's super entertaining. But anyways, Tommy Two Dimes says, congrats, brother, on the new place I'm assuming he's talking about. I appreciate it, guys. Yeah, we'll get some more stuff in here soon. Actually excited to do a bit of a reveal of what my studio is going to look like. And going forward, you can all be confident that we're going to have a ton of space. It's going to be very clean, very organized, and not that it wasn't before, but it was just, I was working with a little bit of a different setup that I hadn't really designed for YouTube and for sports cards and editing videos and whatnot, but now I am specifically designing this room around my channel and my penchant to be editing, sports videos or any kind of editing, like normal videos or other content or music as well, which I love to sing. So I may not believe it, but that's true. So, all right, guys. And on the other side of the coin, as we are now 7 minutes into the hot zone on Schultz's card pulls, waiting for cards to drop on target.com, have not seen anything as of yet, unfortunately, but I will let you all know if that changes on the sports card monitors. On the other side of the coin, guys, as exciting as the future of basketball cards looks, I am pretty scared about the future of football cards. And I'll tell you why. I went into it a little bit yesterday, guys. The number of offensive players, skill players, and quarterbacks taken in the NFL draft in the first round coming last week in 2022 was less than a quarter of the total players taken in the first round, guys. 32 players in total. And somebody nailed it yesterday in the chat. They said 6 wide receivers and 1 quarterback. So 7 overall skill players, which we as collectors only highly value the quarterbacks out of each class, right? So Kenny Pickett is essentially going to be like the guy coming up in 2022 football. Now, we've still got to get rid of like the rest of the 2021 football releases off the calendar. We're still waiting on Select. That's coming our way 7 days from now. We are a week away from Select Football Wednesday. We've got now pushed back to June. Prism football for 2021 and Optic football, I'm assuming, is also going to be sometime in June, but it was like June 2nd, and they pushed the Prism football date to that, so I'm assuming Optic's going to be pushed back a little bit further. And then you've got some other, like I think Gridiron Kings football. There's some other releases from 2021. National Treasures just came out this week, sprinkled in here for the rest of the year. We are still not even done with the 2021 football class, so it is sustaining, collectors' highs and wanting to chase that dragon for the next big card. And we're still, of course, huge on Trevor Lawrence and Mac Jones and Justin Fields and Trey Lance and everybody. However, it does not look like, because there is literally 1 quarterback in the first round and overall 7 offensive skill players, which is less than 25% of the players drafted in the first round of the NFL draft in total. The rest were all offensive linemen and defensive linemen, guys. It looks like coming up in 2022, there aren't going to be too many very highly valued rookies in that class of football cards. So what does that mean? It means that people aren't going to be wanting to pay nearly as much for those boxes, which some people, yes, it is good overall. But guys, I'm telling you, when the level of collectability of singles goes down for a particular class, eyes get taken off the hobby. And obviously, it's going to be hard year to year to sustain the level of hits for quarterbacks and talent coming out at one position like we've had the past 2 seasons. But I said it yesterday, guys. This is a 32-team league, and they're all trying to have quarterbacks, as legend status, this longevity position that they're really trying to make sure that they can get, one guy into for 10 to 20 years. When you got 32 teams doing that, or at least attempting to do that, not necessarily all smartly doing so, we could talk about some of the teams that are flubbing that up more than others, but that's a whole nother conversation. The point is, guys, that's not going to happen every year. A major rookie quarterback class isn't going to happen every year. And as collectors, the last 2 years, we've gotten super lucky getting back into the hobby, or being in the hobby for the last 2 to 4 seasons, maybe 5 for those newer collectors. Everybody else, I'm not talking about everybody that's been in the hobby that's going to stay in the hobby. I understand those people are going to be there, but you guys, if you just depend on quarterbacks year to year to carry value of football cards specifically, it's not going to happen. And Kenny Pickett, there's no way that his value is going to be something that people are going to be seeking after. So unfortunately, I can already tell you that 2022 football cards aren't going to be very highly sought after. They're probably going to be sitting on the shelves for a bit longer than you would normally see, like Mosaic or Prism or anything like that. And this is talking about some of the last, couple of sets ever that we're probably going to see, like Prism football, for instance. So we've got to do better as collectors, as valuing all of these athletes as a whole better. Jonathan Taylor, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, those guys need to be in a better spot in our collections. And not only that, but we need to value some defensive players better as well, guys, because how many of those top 10s were edge players? How many of those top 10s in the NFL draft were edges? At least almost half in just the first top 10 picks in the NFL draft for 2022? Come on. first pick was, and then you got Kayvon Thibodeau, which was supposed to be the first pick from Oregon, slipped down to the 5th pick. And then I think the 2nd and 3rd pick were also edge rushers as well. So I don't think I'm making that up. I might be just adding one extra. But the point is, we've got to do better at valuing players as a whole in the NFL, guys, or football cards are not going to last value-wise. We aren't going to get these sexy quarterbacks every single season. We aren't going to get 5 quarterbacks that we're chasing after, even 3. Sometimes it's not even going to be 1. So we got to make sure and give some other players love as well. Appreciate it. Tommy's Break says, hit that like button for Schultze and the kitties. Thank you, Tommy. Yes, please do. Smash that like button. It does help me feed a couple of kitties named Pikachu and Eevee. Pikachu getting super used to the house, actually. Very excited. And Eevee was awake when I was awake, getting up to do the show. So Raymond Leal says, you speak in facts 100. I appreciate that, Raymond. I'm just trying to warn everybody, guys. And I'm not saying, hey, I'm smarter than you all and I'm doing this and you all aren't. I fall into that trap as well. It's more so, hey, guys, as a collective community, as a sports card hobby loving community, we got to make sure that we give some cheddar to the other guys, to the defensive guys, to the to the offensive skill players that aren't quarterbacks, because otherwise, year to year, we're going to be chasing that dragon that doesn't exist. And overall, card values, minus the first Topps Football Chrome release coming out in 2025, football card values aren't going to be sustainable long term because we aren't doing our job as collectors in the hobby. And I'm not saying, that means you need to spend more money than you do now, but I firmly believe and I hope that this is the way that the hobby is going, because I think that it will be the most fun and the most sustainable long term for everybody, and we'll get as many new eyes as like sports betting has in the past decade. I truly believe that sports cards are going the way of like being covered alongside just everyday events. Like when we're talking a Ja Morant 47-point performance, at some point, the sports card market needs to respond to that like a stock market. And I'm not saying that every single person out there is going to be like, as soon as Ja Morant scores 50 points in a playoff game, buying his rookie card immediately. But what I'm saying is there should be, some kind of higher price sell-off. There should be maybe a tick up $5 to $10 in price after a performance of 50 points from a really young, very talented, good player that at this point, if he plays like Damian Lillard the rest of his career, that's a guaranteed Hall of Famer right there. We've got to make sure that we get that money amongst all of these players, guys. Otherwise, is not going to be sustainable long term. Eric A asking if there's any new drops. Unfortunately, I'm watching the Discord monitors here on Target.com. Have not seen anything happening as of yet. I will let you all know as soon as I see something popping up on the Card Snipers Discord monitors. Check them out, guys, as well as the Target tracker here on Schultze's card pulls. It looks like we still pretty much have the same stuff in stock as we did yesterday. The greatest baseball chase, and sorry about that, guys. We'll fit that to the Target tracker. The greatest baseball chase box. Absolute trash. Do not buy those. As well as Contenders football hangers. Some people like those. If you wanted to really rip something, then you're jonesing to rip some football cards. I guess that's a decent substitution for some Prism or for some Mosaic. You got 2021 Topps Big League Baseball blaster boxes. Also trash. Do not buy those. Cursed says no, quarterbacks hurt everything. Bill says quarterbacks drafted late means that they aren't stars. Guys, this is kind of the problem that I'm talking about. The market has, like, it's not wrong. Yes, the quarterbacks coming out in a lesser number really do hurt the hobby overall, and they hurt the value of sports cards year to year. But we, as a collective, have got to be smarter and be better and put some more money into those skill guys like Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Jonathan Taylor, those other. They're not even second-tier athletes, guys. These guys are college studs that we've been expecting, to go. Jamar Chase, we all knew was going to be good in the NFL. Rookie of the Year, good? I mean, that's debatable, but we all knew that he was going to get there. At least watching him in college, I thought that he had the body and the physicality and the talent and just doing everything like an NFL wide receiver already. It was just me. I mean, I could have been wrong. I've been wrong about a lot of guys before, especially wide receivers coming out of college and going into the NFL. But but we've got to do better. We've got to value them more completely. We can't just depend on the market and saying like, oh, no quarterbacks hurts everybody. We need to step up and we need to start giving those guys some more love. WWE should be dropping, says Godzilla Sports Cards. Venom says select football drops next week. Yes, it does. $1,200 hobby box for 2021 select football. We're looking at a 2 auto 1 mem combo, and I believe they've got a first off the line version as well, as Panini usually does. Also, like either an H2 or kind of like a choice format, which you get, I think it's like 2 autos and no, excuse me. It's 2 autos per case in that second format, but you also get some special parallels inside each box. So select football, guys, a week away, but today is Bowman Baseball Day, 2022 Bowman Baseball, and of course it is May 4th. May the 4th be with all of you.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
I find your lack of faith disturbing in players that aren't Justin Jefferson and Jonathan Taylor. Come on, guys. Step your game up. I got to step my game up, too. Heath says, Schulte, thoughts on Jordan Poole? I love Jordan Poole. I think that he has emerged to be an obvious everyday NBA scorer. His rookie card's shooting up in value, but as far as like long-term on Jordan Poole, I don't think he's going to be like one of the top 10 guys in the NBA year to year, maybe not even like top 15, but he's going to be in that upper ilk of players for the rest of his career. And I think Jordan Poole coming out as one of the better scorers that we've seen now in the league, just playing into that Golden State Warriors system and learning from guys like Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Steve Kerr. I don't know what else you can say. I think he's going to be very good. I don't know how great long-term Jordan Poole is going to be, though. That's just me. It's just when we're talking like John Morant v. Jordan Poole, and we're talking about players of greatness in that ilk, it's pretty obvious to me that John Morant is in a different category than pretty much everybody on the court right now, at that age, specifically in the NBA. And it's not like it's a knock on Jordan Poole. I'm not trying to say this is a bad thing. It took him a little bit longer to find his footing in the NBA. I would consider him more like a CJ McCollum type of a guy, coming out maybe 2 or 3 seasons into his career as somebody that is a legitimate scoring option and going to be basically leaned on to score probably 20 to 30 points. Is he going to be one of the best? Probably not, but he's going to be one of the better scorers in the NBA for sure. Did Bowman 2022 hobby change their drop date? Asking Rebel Sense 09. Not that I saw, man. The last that I was looking at the sports card release calendar last night, and the last that I saw, it still had Bowman 2021 or 2022, excuse me, on the calendar for May 4th. And last I talked to Chris down at the sports room, Bowman was still coming out here at the beginning of May as well for 2022. Jack Burgess asking if there are any drops. Unfortunately, Jack, I do not see anything popping up on the Discord monitors as of yet or on the target tracker. I'll let you all know exactly what I find, and if anything pops up that's pretty crazy coming up here soon. But unfortunately, at this point, we haven't seen much in the way of really anything other than at 251 an Xbox Series X looks like that was just a quick stock dropped on target.com this morning. Godzilla Sports Cards is setting up KC Card Show in Kansas City May 14th and 15th. Come see the Godzilla in person. Heck yeah, I was just at my local card show actually last week, and it was fun. Very fun, good mood. People, I've said before, you go to card shows and people are just in crappy moods, not wanting to trade or not wanting to do deals or give you good prices on stuff. That was not the case this last Saturday, guys, at the Twin Oaks Card Show in Cedar Hills, Beaverton, Oregon, at the Cedar Hills Mall. But a lot of people were there. A lot of people were willing to wheel and deal. A lot of people were in a good mood. Found some Prism football mega boxes. Found some Prism basketball blaster boxes for good prices. So excited to include those in a couple of breaks. Excited to, I think I'm just going to rip a Prism basketball blaster box myself because I haven't found them. I got them for like $70 each, which about $10, maybe $15 under comps on like eBay, depending on where you can find them. But I was pretty happy with the price I paid. So excited to see what I can pull out of those. But yeah, speaking of card shows, yeah, go check out Godzilla in Kansas City coming up, guys. The 14th and 15th. There you go. 4:21 Pacific time, 7:21 East Coast time here on Schultz's Card Pulls. No sports card restock as of yet on Target.com. I do apologize. We got about 28 minutes left in the hot zone. I haven't seen any movement, and I will let y'all know as soon as I do. Steve Piero says CJ is the best comparison in the league for Poole. Great comp. I appreciate that, Steve. I mean, I maybe I'm a little bit lucky because I was able to watch CJ play. But yeah, Jordan Poole obviously going to be a great scorer. Can he be leaned on, to be the guy on his team? I mean, people said that wasn't true about CJ early on in his career, but now that he went to New Orleans and shown the Pelicans can actually play and are probably going to the NBA Finals at some point here in the next 5 seasons with Zion, Brandon Ingram, and now CJ McCollum, guys. That three-headed monster, along with Jonas Valanciunas, going to be nuts. And then Jackson Hayes, are you kidding me? That team is loaded. That team has got some huge talent anyways. But the Pelicans are going places. CJ McCollum now looks like he can be at least a star piece, leaned on a little bit more so than he was in Portland. Could Jordan Poole ultimately be that for a team other than the Warriors? Who knows? But I appreciate that, Steve. I'm glad you like that comparison. Just thinking that Jordan Poole is an amazing scorer, just like CJ. Just, not quite there on the defensive end, but there are a lot of guys in the NBA like that. See James Harden. See James Harden as an example. Mansa Chill says, Poole equals a future all-star. There we go, Mansa. I mean, how many all-star games do you think he's going to make? That is the question. How many times is Jordan Poole going to be an all-star? Are we talking twice, 3 times, 7 times, 10 times? I mean, is it going to be like Golden State, like stars producing 2 all-stars each for the 5 seasons in a row? Curse says, Schultz, can you please answer Kyle's question? He won't stop asking. I mean, if he's just going to spam, I'll probably just end up putting him in timeout. But Kyle Westerfield says, not true, Bill. I'm trying to see what his question is. What do you think about everything with Whatnot and Flawless? Talking about the giveaway coming up, that they've got a Flawless bounty for a Lamborghini or something like that, And Angel asking if anything is loaded. Unfortunately, nothing loaded as of yet on Target.com. I'll let you know if that changes, but right now we are not seeing any new sports cards popping up on Target.com at the moment. But yeah, as far as Whatnot goes, I mean, I kind of got screwed over by Whatnot, so I'm a little hesitant to just say that they're awesome. I mean, they are obviously making headway in the hobby game right now, but guys, I would be wary of any company. I would give a company probably 2 to 3 years of a base. If they're able to succeed after that length of time, then they're probably going to be okay. Whatnot has been around for almost that long, so but the recent foray into big name breaking and stuff is very new, and it sucks. I had to deal with them late last year, and their guy that signed me to the sponsorship deal just literally ghosted me, just didn't end up getting back to me. So super frustrating as far as Whatnot goes. So my opinion on Whatnot is kind of mixed. It sucks that they kind of left me in a lurch because I was actually excited to work with them at one point. They obviously now don't really need me to promote them, but super frustrating because I was going to do a nice giveaway of a Justin Herbert rated rookie holo optic 2020 card. I have one of those in my collection, and I was going to run a giveaway sponsored by Whatnot, as well as a live stream being sponsored by Whatnot. So we were going to do some cool things, and unfortunately they kind of just ghosted me out. So I'm not really too keen on promoting Whatnot unless I talk about them ghosting me. So until they come back to me and say, oh my goodness, dude, Schulte, we actually are really sorry and we want to work with you, and we just kind of let it slip through the cracks, I'm pretty upset at them. Sucks getting ghosted by a big company like that. Not gonna lie. Victor Quick says nothing loaded. That should be a hashtag. Hashtag nothing loaded. Hashtag nothing loaded yet, unfortunately, guys. But like I said, it is Bowman Baseball 2022 hobby release day. It is also a week away from Select Football. We got a couple other releases coming out soon. Topps Tribute Baseball, a hobby format only. It's a big hit format. I think it's a $400+ hobby box. It comes with 6 packs that essentially contain, I think it's 3 or 4 autos a hobby box. It's a pretty nuts hit rate. So that's coming up here soon. Like I said, you've got some Gridiron Kings football slipping out. National Treasures for 2021 Panini football just came out. So lots of other releases hitting the shelves. But unfortunately, as far as like premium retail, we're waiting on that select football right now. Mainly says the National is a 1-hour drive for me. Got to get my white box. Yeah, I'm excited to go to the National. Unfortunately, not this year. It's probably going to be 2023 before you see the first Schultz booth or the Schultz like live streaming area at Sports Card National. Unfortunately, just probably not going to be able to make it out this year unless something changes very last minute. Who Dat Dog at you says that was shady of them. Yeah, I mean, I got the email proof. You know, if anybody ever wants the receipts, I got them. Super frustrating. It's like, come on, man. It's just I got text messages basically of like every 2 weeks, the dude that originally signed me to the deal, like, hey man, sorry, I've been busy. Let's get together and we can talk about like what exactly we want to do with that upcoming sponsorship. And he said that about 4 times, and then I just never heard from him again. So sucked. Steve Piero says, whatnot's lost, my dude. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, hopefully I can just build myself on up and to get to that level anyways without their help. But it is frustrating on my end to see guys like Card Collector 2, to see Pac-Man succeeding with them when they had reached out to me a bit ago and then just kind of ghosted me. Little frustrating there. It's like, you know, guys, y'all may think of me as disposable and whatnot, but I'm not disposable. So there you go. Walmart had blasters for $29 yesterday. Talking about Bowman. Nice. Yeah, a lot of Bowman. A lot of Bowman seems to be hitting the shelves already retail-wise before the hobby box format, which I think is cool because it gives people a little bit of a preview. I kind of enjoy, actually, that peak with retail before hobby. I actually think that that's a great marketing tactic in a way for Fanatics going forward to kind of build up some anticipation for those hobby boxes, because there are always better hobby box parallels. There are always better cards out of hobby boxes, no matter if it's Topps or Panini producing those cards. So I think it's cool, and it's a great marketing strategy to release these cards in retail a week or two before the hobby version comes out. So then that anticipation for the hobby builds even more. That's just me. Tommy Markwell says, hey, Schultz, good morning. I left you a message on Insta. Hey, Tommy, I appreciate you, buddy. I'll get back to you. I'm so sorry, guys. I have not responded to many emails or messages in the last few days because I have just been swamped. Basically, you can see trying to get this room clear, and you should see the rest of the house because it was covered in boxes. My wife collapsed all those boxes yesterday after she unloaded the kitchen, and we brought a bunch of stuff upstairs and around the house, so it's just been nuts. Y'all know how moving is. I apologize, guys, but I will be back responding to messages and, of course, posting regular content very shortly, and excited to be posting some more regular content kind of themed along with like sports news and sports card news. I'm going to be still doing breaks and still doing rips, of course, but you know, the breaks kind of give you a chance to see what is being released lately on the channel, and what I might do is turn some of those breaks of like a hobby box into like a fun video. You know, but not necessarily always rip that hobby box a second time. But excited to kind of start mixing up a little bit of the content that I give y'all. So maybe doing some more historical sports card content. Like nobody out there has done like the true history of sports cards. There's maybe one person. I think he's got a ton of subs, and he kind of talks about like the values of sports card fluctuating every week. But there's really, other than that, really no true documentary on sports cards, and no coverage of like each era out there. And people need to learn about that. So I'm excited to dive into that a little bit here on the channel as well. Dunk Card says blasters were 29 cents on Walmart yesterday. Excuse me. Jaybird says 29 cents. It was a mistake, and they changed the price to the correct one. So did anybody grab those Bowman blasters for 29 cents? Yeah, what a mistake. What a mistake. That's awesome. Victor Quick says, I'm out. Everybody had a good one. Pound that like button. Feed them kitties. I appreciate you guys. Yes, smash that like button. It does help me feed a couple of kitties named Pikachu and Eevee. Matt Chapman says Whatnot is more convenient, but they have been having a lot of issues recently. Whatnot's been having issues recently? Like what? Whatnot? What issues has Whatnot been having? I sound like a tool. I sound like such a tool. Sorry, I apologize, guys, but just whatnot is having issues. What could they be having issues for and whatnot? That just sounds ridiculous. My apologies. Myrick Willard says, Schulte, what can you tell us about the Card Snipers Discord and what we get for $40? Yeah, that's a great question, and Myrick, I'd be happy to tell y'all. So essentially, guys, the Card Snipers Discord, they give you monitors to not only these Target.com releases, letting you know with pings as soon as an item drops on those websites, but also sites like Walmart.com, which incidentally, we have a restock for sports cards coming up today on Walmart.com. So make sure y'all are prepared for that. Noon Pacific, 3 East Coast time. So Card Snipers, essentially, they give you all of the pings for what's coming into stock sports card wise for not only Target, but stores like Walmart. You got Best Buy that stocks sports cards as well. Any other store online, guys. GameStop sometimes every so often has cards in stock online. Any kind of store that has sports cards online, you're going to hear about it first. And you're also going to hear a guide each week kind of put together by the community in their really, really dedicated group of guys that put this together, that follow exactly what's being released sports card wise and when, what's the most valuable, what's the most flippable, what's not. I mean, all of these Discord groups are flipping groups, but essentially you get that sports card notification for when things go in stock on all those websites. But not only that, guys, you get all kinds of stuff like shoes, consoles. I mean, any kind of thing that's valuable to collectors like us out there, or a lot of people. I know that Pac-Man is very huge in the hobby, and one of those reasons is because Pac-Man brought the sneaker community over into the sports card collecting community. It's something that Gary Vee kind of mentioned very early on, way back when, guys, that clip on the Rich Eisen show of Gary Vee talking about, I think it was in 2019 or 2020, saying that sports cards were going to go the way of the sneaker collecting community, and that people were going to treat cards a little bit more like sneakers. And yes, Gary Vee predicted that damn near perfectly. So essentially, guys, all of that stuff that anybody in the shoe community that has been seeking after any kind of item like that has been added to a monitor on this Discord, Card Snipers as well. So I'm trying to think of anything else that they monitor. But other than that, they give you help with trying to grab those items. And it's a pretty big community. So for that $40, that's all you get. And I think that encased in that, any kind of help that you need, on off times, they got guys right there ready to answer your questions. And I mean, they're taking your money, so they should be. And it's a pretty cool, close-knit community, Card Snipers Discords. Dunk Card says, Card Snipers would have got you the 29-cent blasters when they loaded. Exactly, Dunk Cards, exactly. So yeah, any kind of error, any kind of off time item, or whether it's midnight, whether it's 2 in the afternoon, whether it's 7 a.m. in the morning, guys, you're going to get a ping as soon as sports cards go into stock. And that is the value of a Card Snipers Discord. And that is been one of the huge reasons that I've been able to get sports cards so much in the last year as compared to the year before. Getting back into the hobby was full of frustration and pretty much just not knowing what to do with the sports card restocks on Target.com. Now it's obviously kind of turned into something more of a whole community event for really everyone out there in the sports card community trying to grab retail cards week to week. But the Discord monitors and the Card Snipers monitors still give you a leg up. They give you a leg up even further, I would say, than like this live stream does, and give you a lot more information in totality than I'd have the time to offer, unfortunately. POKÉMON says, yeah, I tried to get in with Whatnot just as a seller well over a year ago. They now approve me, but it's way too saturated now. Would have been nice to get in early. I'm good now, says POKÉMON. Yeah, if Whatnot wanted to come back to me and put me in some kind of like influencer role, like they got Card Collector 2, like they got Pac-Man, I'd be happy to do that. But I had that set up with them, and then they ghosted me. So that's kind of where I'm at with Whatnot. I've got to make sure that I protect my brand, and I'm not just going to be taking it sitting down from any company like that out there. So, all right, guys, 4:36 Pacific time. We are 14 minutes away from the hot zone expiring, unfortunately. No sports card restock as of yet on Target.com. We have not seen any movement on the monitors or any really, not just any movement for sports cards, but really any items being restocked on Target.com. You can usually see like if there's books or any other items thrown down on the website that are going up that morning. And we have not seen anything since the Xbox is at 251 on the Discord monitors. Provinces. So basically, Pac-Man helped bring in the scalpers. I mean, I wouldn't say that, guys. Pac-Man has a lot of a community that really has raised the profile of the sports card hobby in general. And I think Pac-Man has done a lot of good things for the hobby. I can't knock him for having a big audience. I just can't. That would be bitter and that would be stupid. I mean, he started this earlier than I did. He started it with a lot more cash than I did. I mean, let's be honest, guys. I think he started with mom and dad's money. I will say that. I am happy to throw that out there because it's obvious with some of these people in the sports card community that maybe were able to start a bit easier living at home and have mom and dad investing in it. Like, I mean, my dad, somebody actually, James Leatherwood, asking, hey, where's old man Schultze? Talking about my impression of an old man. But I also think of my dad and think of old man Schultze that way. And my dad, I mean, he's offered me like a couple of different times, offered me some help. But really, man, I've had to do this a lot of this on my own. So when a lot of those guys start out with a bit more help than that, then, you know, just try to basically start it by yourself, it's a little easier, and you're gonna get an audience a little bit faster because you get a lot more money and a lot more time to put into videos, and that's just the way that it goes. So, ooh, June Sampson says, I got an Ant-Man rookie scripts gold PSA 10, just sold it for 10K. Congratulations, brother. Man, I could use one of those hits, you guys. I could use one of those hits. Even the Ant Genesis that I pulled, even if it PSA 10s, it's not gonna be much more than $1,200. Crazy how the sports card singles market has gone. Mansa says, why join a Discord when we got Schultze? I appreciate it, Mansa. Well, the Discord, you know, Card Snipers Discord, they kind of help at all times, and they've got like a dedicated staff to answer your questions, and I can try to answer your questions, guys, but I obviously have time that I've got to dedicate, you know, to boxing up breaks, to packaging things up, which like I said yesterday, in the process of packaging up the last break now that I have the space to do so, and should be, I got more than half of that done going into last night, and I should be able to get all of those other cards into those bubble mailers today and get those out today. Probably should be getting some shipping notifications tonight, tomorrow at the latest for people in breaks 24 through 26, as well as all those prizes that people were able to win. Excited to send those out. Mansa says, I need top loaders. There you go. Actually, Card Snipers Discord has monitors set up for Ultra Pro's website and other supplies for sports cards as well. So hey, that's a decent way to go too. If you're looking for sports card supplies, Card Snipers handles that as well, guys. Brett asking, did they actually go live at that price? They show 15 cents right now. Matt Chapman says Card Collector 2 is awesome. You know, Card Collector 2, I must say, guys, stepped up when he was in that whole PSA Marks Cards scandal. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Marks Cards essentially starting as a group submitter and he had a physical hobby shop, but really was more of an online presence, kind of growing in the world of influencers in the sports card community, kind of as we have in the last couple of years, and started a group submission business. A lot of people, unfortunately, left in the lurch because he took all of that money from the group submission, did not actually pay PSA after sending all those cards for group submission off to PSA, so he had to file for bankruptcy. Now those cards are left in limbo because they essentially are, at this point, the court is considering them an asset of Mark's Cards, which when you're filing for bankruptcy, your assets are scrutinized and sold off so you can pay your debts. And the assets, unfortunately, don't quite really belong to Mark's Cards. They belong to all of the people that sent those cards to him to get through him to PSA. And that's just been nuts, you guys. So Card Collector 2 was caught up in that, but what he did, every single person that submitted cards through him, he actually went and paid the bill, which was over 100. I think it was like $110,000+ or something like that. I know it was at least 100K. He went to PSA personally, paid the bill, and allowed all the people that submitted cards through him and that group submission on the PSA Marks Cards issue to get them back. So because he paid the bill for his constituents, they were able to get their cards submitted through the massive clown that was the Marks Cards group submission. But thankfully, he was able to save his community from the heartbreak there, and in doing so, really made a name for himself positively. So, you know, guys, I can't knock what Card Collector 2's doing. Yeah, it was a mistake getting involved, but when you step up like that and you own it and you take care of it and you put the bill up for those cards yourself, not much bad that I can say about you. So Card Collector 2, good for you, buddy. Good for you, and happy to see you succeeding. It's not Whatnot's fault. Yeah, Card Collector 2 is awesome. It's not Whatnot's fault. You know, just I wouldn't say like it's probably two dudes in the company that ghosted me. It's not the entire company's fault for ghosting me. So, I mean, good for them building up their business, and good for them bringing on those big influencers. Kyle Spear 1 says, good morning. Morning to you, Kyle. 4:42 Pacific time. Unfortunately, guys, we are not seeing any sports cards popping up on Target.com as of yet. I will let you all know if that changes in the next 8 minutes. Not likely, unfortunately. Not likely. POKÉMON Fun says, yeah, you see some of these guys living in Jersey or Cali. You kind of know mommy and daddy are doing okay. Nothing against it. I wish I could do that for my kids. It helps getting help early. Yes, it does. I absolutely agree, POKÉMON Fun. And I'm not trying to knock them either. I'm saying that it's just a little more obvious that that's what they started with. And it's a little easier to build an audience like that when you got basically cash. Guys, if I were able to pay somebody to walk around and tape me and do vlog style content like that and then edit my footage, I would have so much more content coming out on this channel. I just unfortunately don't have the ability to pay somebody to do that yet. It hasn't gotten to scale, hasn't quite gotten there. I would love to be able to pay somebody, you know, to edit my videos while I sleep, but just I'm not there yet. I've got to scale to that ability, guys, like Pac-Man, you know, other channels like that kind of had that easier start, and good for them for doing so. It's just it's a little bit easier to start a channel with all of that extra help, no doubt. Georgie J says, Schultz, loving it, brosif. Thank you so much, Georgie. I always love you checking in, man. How you doing, Georgie J? Nick N says, does Select Football come out on 5/11, or is that just the hobby version? That is the hobby version. I would assume that in the next week or two after that, yeah, I would say maximum 2 weeks after that is when you're going to see Select Football retail. But who knows? Maybe you'll see it the same week. I mean, we saw Bowman hitting the shelves before hobby versions. We saw retail hitting the shelf before the hobby version a week ago. So who knows, guys? We could start to see something like that change in the world of sports cards. Like I said, it would be awesome. I really do think that's a great marketing ploy. Release a little bit of retail. Give the people a taste before you give that hobby release. And then maybe a couple more people would spend that $1,200 on a hobby box. I don't know. Just an idea. Siski Whiskey says, hold Ant-Man. Talking about my Ant-Man Genesis. Hoping that, you know what, at this point, it seems to be, I was hoping that Genesis, the Ant-Man debut Genesis, if it comes back a PSA 10, I was hoping it was going to be like a $3 to $5K card. It's only like a PSA 10 is a $1,200 card right now. So, you know, Siski Whiskey, I'm thinking that that's probably a good bet, is to just hold that. So maybe I can watch his career flourish a little bit and watch that card go to like 10 or 20K before I unload it. That would be ideal. That would be ideal. A rookie Genesis NBA debut card for one of the top two guys in the league from 2020, 2021. Absolutely. But we'll see. Time will tell. Prophet Montana says, I jumped to the hobby because I lived a crazy life growing up and did a lot of dirt when I was younger. Now I rip cards and sell some to make some extra cash for people in need. I'm for the hobby 1000%, says Prophet Montana. Heck yeah. Hits and Pulls says, morning, Schultz. I pulled a Josh Allen rated rookie out of a 2018 Don Russ Fat Pack I found at Walmart 3 days ago for $5.96. I ripped it on YouTube. Congratulations, Hits and Pulls. I got to go check that out, guys. Go check that pull out. What a find, man. Congratulations. Don Russ, Josh Allen, rookie. Woo. Dunk Cards says, sadly, possession is 9/10 of the law. Mark's Cards probably going to keep people's cards because his name is already torched. Karma is a B, though. You know, Dunk, Marks doesn't have the cards. The cards are all at PSA. So PSA currently has the cards. They want to get, in fact, they already said that they were going to process some of those that were already, or excuse me, what they said was any cards that were not submitted, or excuse me, not submitted through the grading process yet were going to be sent back as they were, and cards that were already graded and just waiting for payment essentially were just going to be sent to their customers, I believe. So PSA really tried to step up and do the right thing as well, dealing with that Marks Cards issue. So I would say, yes, possession is 9/10 of the law, but PSA, not Marks Cards, has those. So I would say since PSA has their hands on those slabs and those cards that wanted to be put into slabs, they own those cards, not Marks. And I should think that at that point, it should just take a couple of more court issues or some hearings to work through whatever they got to work through to decide that those cards do belong back into the hands of the people that submitted them. Just my opinion. Hingle McCringleberry, I love your name, by the way. Hingle McCringleberry, sorry guys. Camera going a little out of focus there. Appreciate it, Hingle. Says just hit the like button for our guy Schulte. I appreciate you, Hingle. Yeah, please do so, guys. Does help me feed a couple of kitties named Pikachu and Eevee. Yes, I have 2 cats named after Pokemon. If you are new to the channel, I am not making that up. And maybe we can give you all a special treat and bring Pikachu in today. Maybe we can give you all a quick preview of Pikachu. And I don't know, Eevee might run in here and wreak some havoc while Pika's in. We might just end the stream that way with the cats. I don't know. So yeah, guys, please do help me smash the like button. It would be awesome if I could get this stream to like 300 likes today. It would really help me out. Send this off to YouTube, and then they'd tell more people about it. We could grow this community and help everybody get sports cards at retail cost, because that's what it's about. And I guarantee you, even though we've been seeing a lot more of like Mosaic or premium releases like Optic Basketball or Prism Basketball printed more, people are still going to be after that Prism Football as soon as it comes out. People are still going to be after Select Football as soon as it comes out. You are going to see bots working hard overtime trying to get that Select Football retail. You're going to see people foaming at the mouth trying to get to your stores locally. I know you've seen like some Mosaics sitting on the shelves recently near you when Select hits. That is not going to happen. And if y'all do have Select sitting on the shelves near you, let me know. I'd be happy to buy it. I'll send you cash. Like, seriously, I'll just buy it and send you a little bit of a finder's fee, man. That's crazy, guys. Select, Mosaic Football just sitting on the shelves at Walmart's near you. That is not happening near me. That is not happening near me at all. All right, about 2 minutes away from the hot zone expiring. Unfortunately, does look like that we are not going to see a restock for sure from Target.com today. I do apologize, guys, but I'll tell you what, it's always fun to get on here bright and early and chat with you. And like I said, I will be here for probably another 20 minutes or so, spending time hanging out, just checking in with everybody and seeing exactly what is going on in the sports card hobby, in the world of sports cards, as well as answer any questions or concerns that y'all have going forward. Eric says, I'm the owner of the 2021 Topps Chrome Julian Carzana Celebration Rookie Superfractor. Dang, Eric A. Congratulations, brother. Wow. That's a big one. Any Superfractor like that, brother. And yes, for anybody looking for my opinion on whether or not you should grade Superfractors, I absolutely think that you should grade Superfractors. I do not believe it hurts the card value overall. Not in the slightest. P-check to us as I just pulled a Mosaic LaMelo Ball rookie card. Nice. Good job, Tua. John Trotter asking if I'm going to get any National Treasures NFL. You know, John, I'm not sure, man. That is way out of my price range. I'll be perfectly honest. I just cannot rip that stuff yet. I am not to scale to rip anything like that. It would be like if I did any National Treasures on the channel, it would probably be through a break. And it would be like a hits draft. Essentially, you just pay per card. I believe National Treasures, there's what, 6, 7, or 8 cards in each box. And half of them, or almost half of them, are autos or something like that. So, yeah, that's probably the only way that we're going to be ripping National Treasures on Schulte's card pulls anytime soon, unfortunately. Would be nice. Maybe I can scale the business up because obviously this is a business and I am filing for an LLC and everything. You are able to write off your expenses that you spend making videos and whatnot. So, I don't know. Ripping a National Treasures box and then writing it off. That's not a bad idea either. Poke and Fun says, Schulte, why did you move? What kind of rent you got in the Pacific Northwest? I live in Southeast Ohio. The oil field moved in. Rent has been crazy here these days. You know, Poke and Field, I actually was just watching a video on YouTube about that and asking why did I move. I moved pretty close to our current place, or our old place in the same town, just because my wife and I are looking for a bit more space. We're trying to start a family. We needed an extra bedroom. We needed just some more space in general, and the deal that this place was offering just seemed like it was too good to pass up, so we decided to move on in and take advantage of that. And I got Pikachu at the door, guys. Pikachu is at the door. The hot zone has expired, so no sports card restock on Target.com. But stick around. Give you a Pikachu preview coming up here. He is outside. It's like he heard me mention his name. Sal773, or Sal773, sorry, Sal says, Schultzy, love the new studio. Nice neon lights. Thank you, Sal. Not even all the way set up yet. I appreciate you, brother. Not all the way set up yet. And here in the next probably 2 weeks or so it will be. So we'll get that going. But excited to show y'all exactly what the final product is going to look like. The Slick Rip says June is a Prism drop, or so they say. Yeah, we've seen Prism push back like 3-4 times this year. So who knows when Prism's actually going to drop. But going back to your point, brother, talking about the oil fields moving in and rent going crazy in Ohio, you know, that is one of the things that with these smaller companies that are taking over, it's been like the shale revolution, guys. A lot of fracking been happening in the last like 20 years or so, more so like 10 to 15 years in the United States in particular. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you might get a little bit of a familiar memory when I mentioned like Texas and the Dakotas. Remember 10 years ago, if you had any buddies that ran off to those areas to go into the oil fields and take care of some fracking jobs and get 6 figures, they all flocked to those jobs in those areas, which basically had nothing going on before or were kind of small town areas. But as soon as all of those people came in, what did go up was rents and prices of living, and everything increased. So basically taking advantage of that extra population and that extra money being infused by those oil companies or by those small riggers coming in, because this wasn't like big oil. These are smaller companies. And I know that we're way off on sports cards, but that's funny that you mentioned being there in Ohio, talking about the oil coming in and making rents go up. That's usually what happens, man. People around any area where new business comes in are going to jack the price up of cost of living so they can make that money. And that's exactly what happened to all the restaurants, to the stores, to all the people renting businesses and homes. Essentially, everybody starts making a ton of money when oil companies come in like that. So there you go, brother. There you go. Just to show you guys, I do know a little bit more than just about the world of sports cards. So anytime somebody accuses me of being a dummy, I know that they're full of it, because it's like, no, I'm well-rounded. I educate myself. I try to keep up with what's going on in the world. So shut up. Aaron Maxim says, kitties, let's go. Yes, Aaron. Yes, we will probably show you the kitties here in a few. Scott Martin says, just got in. How's everyone? Hey, Scott, good to see you, buddy. It looks like everybody seems to be in a good mood, despite there not being a sports card restock this morning on Target.com. I do apologize for that, but like I said, if we don't see one this week, then most likely going to be back bright and early next Tuesday morning and seeing a guaranteed restock that day. Although, who knows, guys? Target could switch it up on us. They really could, and we got to be ready. That is why I stream during these off weeks, because Target last year changed their schedule up 3 times as far as the restocks went. Right around this time last year, it was Friday every single week, and people were still streaming on other days. May is kind of when JR Sports Cards started streaming last year, so people were still hoping for sports card restocks on all the other days in the morning, but it happened to be Fridays. Then they switched it to kind of doing a random day of the week again. And since the end of the year, it's like October, November of 2021, it was a guaranteed every other Tuesday, essentially. That was wacky when they started skipping every other week when we figured that out, going from the fall into the winter. But that is why, guys, because I have seen all of this changes and the schedule changes for sports card releases and sports card drops on Target.com. It's why I continue to stream on these off days. Yeah, it's for the views, absolutely, but we're going to be the ones, if Target decides to switch it up, that score. Not everybody's sleeping in and just hoping for the guaranteed restock every other Tuesday. iClaw Machine asking, Schulte, are you renting? Yes, I am. Yes, we are renting. And I would highly, honestly, guys, you know what? As far as renting versus buying, I am a pretty huge renting advocate. That's just me. A lot of the richest people in the world rent. It's a better way to go. Your liability as far as what you're paying for your house and all the repairs that you've got to have and all the property taxes that you're paying. You know, you get no equity, but you also don't have that responsibility. So essentially, when you buy a house, you're trading that equity for all the responsibility, which on the other end, financially, if something comes up, that's on you. But right now, if something comes up, I just make a phone call. So that's essentially why I like renting. And everybody that says that renting is wasted money, no, it's not, because you're paying for a place to live every month, regardless of if it's renting or owning. And first of all, if you own a house, you're not going to see that. You get your closing costs back in maybe 5 to 10 years. That's just your closing costs on a loan. So, wow, we're jumping all kinds of places today, guys. We're jumping into the oil fields. We're jumping into, and I don't know, I really don't know too much. I am not giving you much expert advice on like buying a house or not. But what I'm saying is, for me, renting seems to be the way to go. And I like it for my life. And my wife and I like it for our lives right now. Myrick says, so Schultze is wanting to have some little Schultzes. How about they'll be precious? I appreciate that, Myrick. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, my wife and I, we're hopefully going to have some beautiful babies. And yes, that's the idea. Grow the family and give her parents some grandbabies. That would be the idea, guys. Craig Max says, when is the next break for the Schultze gang? Craig, so I did not realize when I said it was going to be this Sunday that it was Mother's Day. So we are going to be doing breaks next on May 15th. The Bang Bangs for the Schultze gang coming up next on Sunday, May 15th. I'm going to be posting some stuff. I might post a couple of breaks for it later this week for the 15th, but I'll probably just end up posting it next Tuesday like I usually do. So I'm excited to get back to breaks, but unfortunately, guys, just did not know that just forgot that Mother's Day was this Sunday. And then obviously trying to get everything set up and ship out the cards from the last break in the middle of the move. Want to get that done first. Want to get everything settled around me. And as you see, I mean, we got some stuff in here, but it's not quite how I want it to be aesthetically yet. And actually still don't actually have the desk that I'm using going for like I want to edit and want to do all that kinds of stuff together, and it's going to be like one of those 6-foot butcher block desks that everybody on YouTube uses. It's pretty awesome. Nick says Chai's been in Mexico. Watch for him tomorrow night. Heck yeah, Chai City Pulls, guys. Looks like he's going to be coming back with some breaks tomorrow night. He has been in Mexico and also moving, so pretty crazy. Christopher Coring says, that's enough BS, Schultze. What are you talking about, BS? I'm not dropping BS, man. I'm confused. Everything I'm saying is I try to be honest and transparent. I'm not sure what I'm talking about this BS. Oh, Jar, you've been practicing that baby making Schultz. Practice makes perfect. I mean, haven't we all been practicing that baby making since like high school? Come on, guys. Come on. E&E says, when's NFL Select and Prism coming out? So E&E, Prism got moved back to the month of June at this point. We were looking at like a June 2nd or 3rd Optic football release. Now we're looking at like a June 2nd or 3rd Prism football release, and Select football coming our way a week from today on May 11th. Tommy's Break says, I rent too. Love the freedom. Holding off for the market to come back before I buy. Yeah, Tommy, it's a good plan. And that's the thing. Renting also gives you freedom. And at this point in my career, guys, still willing to, this house is something that we really want to build into, but it gives us the freedom to say, like, if Kendall got an amazing job offer somewhere, or I get an amazing sports radio job offer somewhere, it gives us the ability, and the freedom to go hop and take that job. So essentially, it's good for us. Pokane Fun says, wish you had retail on hand and some retail rips during these morning drops. Pokane Fun, I've thought about that. I mean, I've got a box of Prism basketball. I might be able to pull something out like that. I don't know. Should I rip a Prism basketball blaster on camera? Would I get the kitties? We'll see if we can do that. TJ says, definitely positives and negatives to renting and owning. Yes, there is. Yeah. That's the thing, is everybody really just thinks like, oh, owning's all positive and renting is all negative. No. Both have their pros and cons, guys. Both have their pros and cons. Dude says select football got pushed back too. Yes, select football was actually earlier on in the year as well. But we are finally going to see select football coming up on the 11th of May. Finally. Scott Riccardi says, ever get any cool baseball repack economy boxes from random dudes in North Carolina? LOL. You're funny, Scott. Yes, and that video should be coming up here. I apologize, Scott. That video, I have basically finished editing it. I got to put like a couple of finishing touches on that and then get it processed. But once I get that done, brother, I apologize. I will get your video out, man. Scott Riccardi sending me a bang-up baseball. I would call it, he calls it a repack hobby box. He sells them on eBay, guys. Go check him out. They are awesome. I had a ton of fun ripping mine. It's got all kinds of value. He offers like special chances at like you can get like $100 Visa card to go buy like baseball tickets or all kinds of different fun rewards in there. So Scott, I apologize, brother. Yes, I ripped that before the move, and I've got the footage almost done being edited, man. just crazy life right now. MPLS Pat says everything is going to get pushed back, LOL. Everything is going to get pushed back. Tommy's Break says, I'm also a random guy in North Carolina. That's awesome, Tommy. Heck yeah, man. Dude says select football getting pushed back. Yeah, I don't, I mean, it was pushed back like twice this year, but yeah, the 11th is when I last saw that it was going to be released, and everybody talking about next week like it is going to be for sure coming our way. Scott says, I still love you and the show. I appreciate it, Scott. I really do, man. I want to make sure that I release it and give you your due. I don't just want to try and throw the video on there, so that's why. I mean, it's not just you, Scott. I have not released any recorded content other than these live streams and then the recap for Target restocks. That's the only content that I put out in the past 2 weeks, and I really apologize. I feel like I'm kind of doing y'all dirty and not giving you all enough and not stroking the YouTube algorithm enough. So I do apologize for that. I really do. Really do. Michael in Kansas says, I think it's just a personal choice. I think most financial experts would say owning is the way to go. You know, Michael in Kansas, you would think that most financial experts would say that, but talk to a lot of rich guys out there. Talk to people that have their assets spread out. Maybe like a company that they've got owns it, or somebody that they've got like a company through, or a shell company with a bank doing business with them, kind of owns that house and they rent it from them. But essentially, renting offers you that freedom that buying and owning does not. So Godzilla says, my birthday is May 11th. There you go, Godzilla. Happy almost birthday, buddy. Gonna be a perfect select release day for you, man, for sure. Mansa says, I gave in 3 times 25 count top loaders for $41.59. Thank you, Schulte. You're very welcome, man. You're very welcome, Mansa. You're very welcome. Michael in Kansas. In fact, owning rental houses and having the tenants pay off your loan is a good way to make a little cash and build long-term equity, but it also depends on the housing market you live in. Yes, Michael in Kansas, it's true, and it also depends on if you have the time and the skills to be a landlord, because I know a couple of different people. A guy that I used to work with, a radio show host, was a landlord at one time, hated it, and this is a guy that had money to invest, and he had a little bit of time to manage some stuff, being a landlord and keeping the property, normal upkeep and whatnot. But that's a lot of time investment, and he hated it by the end. He hated dealing with people. He was just like, you know what? It's fun to make that money back and pay for my mortgage, but it is too much of a hassle sometimes. So yes, on paper and talking about, having an Airbnb. So like, honestly, I'd recommend like people do like an Airbnb with their house before like buying someplace and renting it out like that, because it is just, if you're buying a duplex and you want to live in one side and rent out the other, it's a lot harder than you think to maintain that. And I have a couple of my grandparents that actually used to rent out a couple of places in Oregon, and every so often they'd get that crappy tenant you have to come in and spend a lot of time cleaning up after and a lot of money doing repairs for, and it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it long term. Rose City 503 says, what do you do when your local Walmart has been hijacked by a shitty vendor and her husband and his friends? Cornelius Walmart, help. Rose City 503. So this is our local Walmart? Yeah, the Cornelius Walmart, man. I've actually tried to head out there a couple of times, but have mostly been screwed over. I know that they used to have like a limit of 2 items per SKU or 2 items overall, but really weird that it seems like the vendor there just kind of takes whatever they want whenever they want. Brian Peak says, PSA Insider sent an email yesterday saying Select was out May 11th, but there's no way, considering it's not even up on Panini Direct. You know, Brian, that's crazy that we're hearing more about when releases could come out from like a company like PSA than we do Panini. So frustrating that all we hear from Panini and Topps, honestly, as well. Topps is getting better because Fanatics has already bought them, but the only thing that we hear from Panini, you guys, is like social media posts teasing their upcoming releases. Like the last big social media post from Panini was teasing the Prism basketball design, and it was a picture of Cade Cunningham that was photoshopped with the Detroit Pistons uniform on from his college days, with the LSU stuff in the background. Like, are you kidding me? That's what you're doing, Panini? And that's the only product you're putting out, or that's the only kind of communication you're putting out? You're not answering questions. You're not talking about when releases are going to come out. You're not talking about why they're delayed. You're not having a continuing dialogue with your customers. Come on, man. Come on. Rose City says, I can prove it. Bro, I don't doubt you. I do not doubt you. I do not doubt you in the slightest. That's frustrating, man. Tommy's Break says, gotta get the grind going. Later, Schultzy. Have a great day, everyone. I appreciate it, you guys. Appreciate you, Tommy. Larry Holly says, where this at? Oh, Larry Holly. Larry, I don't know if your name is Holly or Holly, but if your name is Holly, that was my papa's name, man. Larry Holly. Man, I miss him. Sorry, guys. That just kind of caught me off guard. Wow. I've got a picture of him right here, so I miss him very much. Y'all, I'm assuming long-term followers of the channel, you remember last year, right around this time, my grandpa passed away. That sucked. So, wow, that caught me off guard. Sorry, if your name is Holly, I apologize, but it looks close enough to Holly. If it was the second L, it would be Holly. So, yeah, that threw me off, man. My apologies. Oof, wow. Yeah. Love you, Papa. Oh, man says international. I gotcha. Oh, talking about the prices for the top loaders that he bought, paying some extra in shipping. That's why his cost was so high. EDR989 says, call MJ Holdings and they will fire them. Yeah, you know what? That actually is a great point. Rose City, make sure that you let MJ Holdings know. If you have proof, you should bring that proof to MJ Holdings, and they will go above and beyond. They have before. They have fired vendors. They have, moved them or whatever they've done to discipline them, but most of the time they just fire the shady vendors. They will fire that person. They really will. So if you have legitimate proof and they can check on it and verify it, yeah, they'll let that person go. Absolutely. Nick's definitely a win. The Amazing Card Ninja says, bang, bang, Schultz gang. Your boy is back and still alive. The Rona is no joke. Sorry about that, Card Ninja. Dude, you got Rona? Man, that's awful. Card Ninja says, hope everyone is well. Rip to Grandpa. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, Mantis says, RIP to Grandpa. Absolutely, you guys. Yeah, that guy was one of the best influences in my life and one of the most my parents were divorced quite a few times, actually. So my grandparents were one of the most consistent adults in my life. So yeah, very special. Very special. Rose City 503 says, I have financial records for her husband and runs an Instagram Raz page. It's a big Raz page too. Rose City, I think I know what you're talking about. Ooh, dude. I think I saw the same dudes at a card show last month going around and buying up every Mosaic Football Blaster box they could find. If I'm not mistaken, like they had a cart. They literally brought in like a cart from a grocery store, and like they grabbed it from Target next door, and they just walked through and bought every single Prism Mosaic Football Blaster they could. Crazy. Yeah, EDR says, or call Anderson merchandisers. Yeah, Rose City, I would absolutely reach out to MJ Holdings or Anderson, or both, honestly. Do like a, CC both of them together on an email and present your facts, present your proof, or at least present your argument, and I believe they will have somebody get back to you. Jaybird says, I remember sending MJ Holdings an email asking where were all their restocks. No luck. I'm pretty sure, Jaybird, if you I think they have a phone number. If you email them and you call them, you got to stay on them. Got to stay on them. But usually they get back to you. Brian G says, what's up, Schulte? How does Jabs kill it like he does? So, guys, Jabs family started his channel a long time ago. That's one of the reasons that he is kind of one of the sports card mainstays on YouTube. But he had one of the followings early on in the sports card hobby surge, and that base of a bigger audience allowed him to get an even bigger audience. So Jabs has kind of built upon his early work and is still kind of just living off of that early work. So good for that. And I know people, you know, Jabs controversial in some people's eyes, but I will say, like, mad respect to him for the channel. You know, mad respect for the channel. Oh, Jonathan Amaya says, I wish my grandpa's never died. Hear that song, Schulte, good country song. Yes, Jonathan Amaya. That is a great song. That is a great song. Man, you're making me want to cry again, dude. Jeez. Yeah, that's a great song. The Amazing Card Ninja says, word up, grandparents, a.k.a. abuelos, are our foundation. God bless them. They still have theirs. Man, show love. They're the foundation. Rip abuelo. R.I.P. Grandpa Schulte. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. He's actually technically Grandpa Holly. Because theoretically, you know what? We're not necessarily related by blood, but it doesn't matter. He's still my grandpa. Brian G says his bro opened a card shop. I saw that. Jabs' brother opened a card shop. I don't know how good of a time it is to open a card shop right now. I don't know, guys. Poke Fun says I typically don't enjoy on-cam rips or baseball, but somehow I enjoy Jabs. You know what? Everybody has their flavor, guys. And sometimes you just find a channel you like and you stick with it. Sometimes other people don't like that channel, and it is what it is. All right, guys, 5:13 Pacific time. Let's see. All right, let's see. We got a couple of minutes. I said that I was going to be on until 5:10. I'm already past that a couple of minutes. Let's bring Pika in. Oh, Roast City 503 says, yeah, man, I saw you at the card show on Saturday rocking your card jersey. What's up? Roast City 503. Oh man, were you the guy that I shook your hand that had the card table, or were you just talking about me walking around, man? Because yeah, I was repping my sleeveless Griffey jersey. That's what I was repping this last weekend at the card show. Absolutely. And guys, do beware. Before I grab the cat, bring Pikachu in and show him off. Do beware. Remember, there is a sports card restock coming up today on Walmart.com at noon Pacific, 3 East Coast time. I don't know how good it's gonna be. I don't know what items are going to be dropped, but if y'all want a chance at retail, that is going to be your best chance, I would say, this week. All right, let's bring Pika on, guys. Make sure, please do me a favor. I'm going to go grab Pikachu really quick. Smash that like button. It does help me feed these cats. It does help me feed these kitties named Pikachu and Eevee. We got 218 likes on the video right now. If I could get it to 300, guys, by the time I get out of here, that would be sublime. All right, let's give you a Pikachu preview. Let's bring the kitty on as a guest on the show. Hold on just a second, guys. All right, guys, this little wiggle worm right here is Eevee. I don't know how much she's going to cooperate right now, but this is Eevee. So Pikachu, I'm not sure where he is, but this is one of our Siamese kitties. This is Eevee, and she does not like to sit on laps very much. Pikachu's the lap sitter. Yeah, see, she's a little wiggle worm. No wiggle worm. I love you. Okay, so we'll let her roam around. But I think Pikachu went back to sleep. Barracuda asking if I'm going to cover the... Oh, no. Yeah. Eevee's gone. Eevee's like, all right, that was ridiculous. Bye. Barracuda asking if I'm going to cover the Walmart restock. You know what? I probably won't, just because it is such a hard chance to grab items. It's just kind of like a quick noon restock and pretty disappointing if you don't score those items immediately. So, yeah. Yeah, there's really no point in me covering a Walmart restock of it. We got, check out my free Discord, guys. We got links to all the products that will drop in the Discord. RBZ says, G-Max cuddle for the win. Nick says, aw. James says, she's pretty. John says, beautiful cat. Thanks, guys. Aaron says, she's so fluffy. There's Pikachu. Here we go. See, I got two. Come here, Pika. All right, this one's a little bit more amenable to sitting here. She wanted none of that. See, Pika will actually snuggle a little bit longer. Yeah, Pika's a good boy. Yeah, this is Pikachu, guys. One of my two Siamese. Yeah, see, he just likes to snuggle with Daddy. He could sit here during the entire show. Oh, I love you, bud. Yeah, Pikachu and Eevee are two Siamese kitties. So yes, they do exist, you guys. These are the cats you're helping feed when you hit that like button. Yeah, you want to get on all my equipment? Yeah, I know. Per usual. Go exactly where you're not supposed to. All the lights, all the TVs, all the screens. All right, guys. We're going to get him on out of here. Aw, I love you, buddy. All right, guys. So that's probably going to wrap it up for today. But yeah, here are two cats, guys. You saw Eevee and Pikachu wanting to get out of here as well. He's like, okay, you showed me off. Now let me go. But we are, Aaron says, big boy. Yes. Yeah. He's like 16 pounds. Pikachu is long and he is like 16 pounds. Ken says, totes adorable, Schulte. I appreciate that, guys. Yes. Yeah. Our kitties are our love bugs. No doubt. All right, we're going to get on out of here, everybody. It's been a fun one. I apologize that there was no sports card restock this morning, but we have been here talking a lot of different sports topics, a lot of sports cards. I appreciate it. Like I said, Scott, I will have your video coming out soon, and a couple other pieces of recorded content coming out here shortly. Just trying to resume normal activities, guys. James asking, what kind of food do you use? So we do hard food and soft food, but it's all grain-free. We make sure that our soft food doesn't have any grains in it. The hard food is a specific. They both kind of have upset tummies unless we get them a specific food. So we have like a salmon flavored specific food that we grab them every month out of a bag, and then we do. Oh gosh, I think it's like Cats in the Kitchen, grain-free, soft food, something like that. So, all right, guys, but I'm gonna let y'all go. Make sure y'all tune back in tomorrow, bright and early next Tuesday. If we don't see a restock tomorrow, I appreciate every single one of you for being here. And we will be back bright and early, hoping for that sports card restock whenever it does happen. Appreciate everybody being here. Smash that like button on your way out. Like I said, it helps me feed those two cats that y'all just saw and helps get this show out to YouTube. And yeah, now they're both really excited and running around. So I got to go take care of that. Appreciate you guys. And we'll see you all very, very soon on the flip side next time we're live. Schultze's card pulls